Hello, thank you so much for looking into Merlin's Mountain today. Hope you're going to enjoy connecting with the magic like we always do on the mountain here. And in this video we are going to do a quick 5-card tarot spread. Not totally quick, we're going to take our time, but we're not going to hang about. We are going to use the Tarot of the Bunnies, my favourite Tarot in Wonderland deck today. So my name is Andy. If you're new, you might like to know that. I'm having a great day and I really hope you are too. I must admit I haven't been having a fabulous time altogether recently, which is why I haven't been here so much. But it's all good. We've just gone through Halloween. I hope you had a nice happy Halloween. I think I'm about to be joined by a cat. Yes, here she is. You're going to say hello, Puss? There, look. Oh, she just loves being picked up like that. But the cats are back in for winter, and I always enjoy the cats coming back in for winter just because it's nice to have them around. I hardly see them at all during the summer, but in the winter they just kind of like to be in the house that bit more. So we are joined by Tinkerbell. Marcy is actually playing around outside still. She's enjoying herself because it's a nice sunny day. It has been raining something chronic, but it's a lovely sunny day today. So let's just kind of hide behind Tinkerbell, see if she will let me shuffle the cards. I hope she will. Okay. Let's turn over the top 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is basically going to be a pick a card reading. That is very much how we have always rolled on this channel, which has been going since 2007, by the way. Just seems to be taking a bit of time to gather momentum, but who cares? But what you got to do, guys, is let your inner psychic pick the card, okay? Just go with the 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I've got 6. Right, okay. Let's just put one away there. Right, 5 cards. No point doing a 5-card pick a card with 6 cards, is there? And here we have the 6 cards. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, now you can pick 1 card, you can pick 2 cards, 3 cards, 4 cards, or all 5. It's entirely up to you. You may mix and match, and we will do some significatory stuff as well with Kyle Gray's Keepers of the Light deck as we go along. So, there we go. Let's turn over card number 1. What's it going to be? This is the question. I'll tell you, it's the 6 of Pentacles. So we're into that whole Pentacles and abundance situation there. And abundance is something that's giving a lot of people a lot of concern at the moment. But the good news is there's a wonderful feast here. There's no bad news with this card really, but you can see in the background the cards are kind of slanted. And in the general craziness of Alice in Wonderland, which is the book that this deck is based on, we've got the Mad Hatter and the Mad March Hare here, and Alice standing off to one side. And in the story, someone tells her you can go and see the Mad March Hare or the Mad Hatter. It doesn't matter which, they're both mad. Okay, so look out for some crazy advice if you pick this card. Things could be quite crazy. But at the same time, it is the 6 of Pentacles, so it's a magical number and a whole ton of abundance going on there, which is no bad thing. Excuse me shaking the card, but cats do like to be stroked along the way. And I know you guys love the cats, so here they are back again. That is card number 1. If you picked that card, that's what it's all about for you. Let me know in the comments below, actually, which cards you picked, guys. And like Tinkerbell says in all my videos, please subscribe, because it helps no end. Okay, card number 2. What have we here? Oh, this would appear to be quite a nice one. This really would. Let me turn it over so you can see it. And we've got the Ace of Cups. So we've got the Cups energy, the water sign feeling, generally. Pentacles, by the way, is earth sign energy. It's all about, the grounded side of reality. And that's really what you need to produce abundance. But here we are with the Cups. And it's actually another level of abundance because it is the Ace of Cups. This is like potential abundance some way off in the future. The water signy nature of this card suggests that you know, the flow of life, if you go with the flow of life, is going to actually bring you some abundance. There is a hand holding out the chalice, and there is a nice cup of tea right in the middle of the shop there, and a great waterfall behind. Now, things are a lot more kind of smooth than they might seem in this card. A good way of judging the general energy of a tarot card is if there are things like going at a slanted angle in it, and the clouds here are very nice and flat. When things are slanted, it just, you know, it means there's a slant on this situation that maybe you haven't looked at yet, maybe you haven't become aware of. But this is fairly simple. There is some unawareness here though, because essentially you may not be aware of the hand that is handing out this cup, but there is abundance of one kind or another being handed to you, and it's actually the beginning of a journey towards abundance, but there is a sure and certain hope of abundance at the end of it, and that really is what it's all about. I know, I keep going out of focus, and I'm sorry about that, but hey, what can you do? It's just kind of cameras. If I hold the card up for you to see, I go fuzzy. If I put me in front, then the cards go fuzzy. Just one of those things. But isn't that life, eh? Isn't that just the nature of things? And I think actually with any card, there's going to be some advice, obviously, because that's what the tarot does. And any kind of advice is going to go slightly against any other kind of advice. You've got to pick your own way through this emotional kind of minefield that we're dealing with here. Okay, Five of Pentacles is next. This is the middle card, and this is what it all balances on, really. If you picked all five, or if you just picked this card, of course, this is the card for you. So it's earthiness again with the pentacles, which relate to the earth signs. Some grounding here is needed. And what's happened here is Alice has got herself a little bit kind of ahead of herself, and she is trying to get into this door, into the nice warm glow of whatever's behind the door. And what is it? He's like kind of a froggy, toady kind of footman guy who is gently escorting her away, and she's protesting because she wants to go in there. And isn't this, actually, this isn't a bad scene at Halloween. This is kind of a remindful of what it's like outside when it's dark, and how lucky we are when we're sort of in the warm indoors. And of course, you know, everybody isn't that lucky. It would be nice if everybody was. But it's that kind of scene, you know. And if you can't get into that warm, comfortable place now, the message here is that you can, because if I come up very close indeed, will the camera even try to focus, I wonder? Maybe it will, maybe it won't, but maybe you can see it says Queen Alice on the door there. And this is, of course, Alice herself. So one day she will be queen. That's really the message here. And so if stuff isn't working out for you yet, friends, do not give up hope, because eventually it will. That is the message of this card. And actually, I would say that relates a bit to whichever card you pick, as it happens, because it is the middle card of the reading. It's in a significant place in the reading, so it really, really does matter. That whole thing of wanting to be in a warm, comfortable place, that is a problem really for just about everyone in the world, even those of us who are lucky enough to live in a warm, comfortable place. And I must say I'm grateful to the gods that I very much am able to live in a wonderful place that makes me happy. People do worry about that. You know, again, I'm lucky. My mortgage is going to be paid off at Christmas, so even if the rates go absolutely insane, it's not going to cost me much more until the point where this is my house, personally owned, and I can live in it. But, you know, there was a time when it wasn't like that, and I do know the worry, I do know the concern of trying to get through. But that card there, card number 3, the Five of Pentacles, says it is actually going to come right in the end, you know. This is the point. It says Queen Alice, but she's not allowed in, even though one day she's going to be Queen Alice. So that's going to be you, friends. You know, men, women, doesn't make any difference. This is the symbology of the tarot, and one day you will be right in there where you need to be. So this brings us to card number 4. Where are we going with this one? It is the Seven of Swords. So there's a bit of sneakiness going on here. Now, if you're the one who's been sneaked on, take heart, because it's not as bad as you think it is. If you've done something a bit sneaky, well, you've got to think about that yourself and see what you can do to put it right. But this isn't as sneaky as it looks. This guy has stolen some of the swords, and the reason he's stolen them is actually to make the people in the tents in the background actually think a little bit more about security, I guess. You know, why has that been taken from you? Why has that been pinched? It's a lesson, you know. I don't think he's the evil villain that he looks like, this guy. I think he's going to give them the swords back, and at some point they're going to kind of get a lesson out of that and learn something. So if you've been sneaked on, I'm sorry to hear that, friends, I really am. But the point is, you're going to learn something valuable from it. That is absolutely the truth. Someone did something very sneaky to me last week, actually. I took a service in a spiritualist church, and I was communicating with this lady's partner in the spirit world who passed away, and we were getting somewhere, and then this woman in the front row said, Andy, you're over here, mate. She's just Cockney, you know, and she just kind of totally distracted me, and essentially stole the energy and gave it to a friend of hers, which was not very nice, and I'm kind of sorry for the woman who never got her message. But that really is a lesson for me, and that has made me think, just, you know, don't take any crap off anybody, basically. Because when you're working with the spirit world, that's what it's like. Some people are jealous, some people are weird, and you just got to kind of lock on to what you're trying to do and make it happen. And that really is the message behind the Seven of Swords there. You know, whatever goes wrong, lock on to the truth. You know what the truth is, you know what the reality is, and the reality is somehow you've let something slip by you that you should maybe have tried to hang on to. The swords, of course, are the card of deep thinking, trying to, you know, work things out. There's a lot of mental effort going on when the swords come up, and so, you know, that's essentially what you've got to deal with, friends. There just are sneaky people in life. That there are thieves, not just of money, not just of possessions, but of energy, you know, energy vampires like the one I've just been talking about. They are absolutely all over the place. I'm not going to say there's nothing you can do about them, but there's nothing you can do about the fact that they are there. You have just got to be determined, friends, to keep on going no matter what. So this brings us to card number 5, our outcome card, and we will have a look in Keepers of the Light as well, just to do a bit extra, because I do like to give a little bit more if I can. This one is the 3 of Wands, and speaking of giving a little bit more, the ships are going to give a little bit more, and Mr. White Rabbit here is going to get a little bit more than he thinks he was going to get. He's looking at his watch, he's wondering what's on the ships, but no amount of manifestational thinking is going to change what's on the ships. They are his ships, they are coming in, and there is definitely going to be abundance there. The 3 of Wands, there's the magic of 3, the whole numerology of 3, but more than anything with Wands, it's the suit of getting things done, making things happen. So things are going to change. It's going to take more effort, because once he gets the stuff that's on the ships, once that abundance comes to him, he's got to keep it growing and growing, because he's kind of excuse me, he's, oh dear, where's my cup of water's on the other side of the room, so I'm going to soldier on. Right, he's just basically got to keep going to make the most of what he's got, because he is essentially business bunny. That's what he's all about, and he's going to make more and more things happen. There are some rather wacky clouds in the sky here, and I guess that's why he's worried about what's going to come in on the ship. But basically, once you've put your intentions out there, once you've done all the work to try and make a thing happen, you just got to wait and see what comes in, you know. The only thing that changes on its way to you, there's an interesting little sideline that may be of interest, it's karma, basically. You know, if you've attracted some bad karma, and then you've done things to make amends, and you've put out there for good karma, then by the time karma reaches you, it will have adjusted itself, because karma is the science of your relationship with the divine, with the Almighty, the angels, the Great Spirit, whatever you want to call it. And you know, it'll never hit you too hard. Even if it sets off as one thing, it arrives as the thing it really should be. And I only wish the worldly world was more like that. But there you have it, friends. Card number 5, the 3 of Wands. So that is the tarot card side of it. Let us bring out Kyle Gray's Keepers of the Light now, and I'm going to do a 3-card spread. Again, you can pick one or you can pick all 3, which I strongly recommend. It's entirely up to you, but this just ought to give a little bit more significance to whatever you got out of the 5-card pick a card there. And do let me know in the comments, friends. Do hit the subscribe button as well, and don't forget to drop a like on this video if you are enjoying it. That would be a very welcome thing indeed. Okay, so I'm going to cut the deck this time. Let's go nuts and cut the deck. Okay, here we go. Oh, and there is one for Melanie here. It'll be for lots of people as well. Let's see if you can guess which one it is, Melanie. And the rest of you guys, just pick one of these, okay, without knowing what they are. Let your inner psychic decide as always. Kyle Gray's Keepers of the Light, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, I recommend all 3, I really do. So card number 1 here is Isis. There she is. And it's all about manifestation is this card. It says magic manifesting, and underneath it says your dreams, visions and goals are becoming a reality. Stay focused. I think it's talking to my camera a bit there as well. Now, there is so much confusion in the world at the moment. As long as I've been reading this deck and using these cards, I've pulled this card and I've tended to say that the person who picked it must be kind of, going through some concerns and losing focus on things. That is likely true if you picked this card. It's not necessarily your fault, but just avoid those distractions, like I was saying with the 7 of Swords in the tarot. People will try to distract you because people are just like that. Life, the universe and everything will actually try and distract you. But you keep going, you keep focused. Look at the focus in Isis's eyes here. Isis's eyes, that takes a bit of saying, but I said it because I stayed focused, you see. So keep your focus as steady as possible if you pick this card. Okay, if you picked all 3, it's the beginning of things. Next card, Hope, Love and Acceptance. Just focusing on that amazing gold colour there, and of course the purple of healing as well. Maybe some healing in the solar plexus chakra is going to be coming to you if you pick this card. Personal power and general ability to change things is what the solar plexus is about. Love and acceptance, she says, love is yours. Recognise your divine worth. Choose loving thoughts. Now, there is a very important consideration, friends. Choosing loving thoughts is one thing. Recognizing your divine worth, that is really important. Every one of us in this life is made for a reason, and we will be sustained for a reason because we are meant to be here. We've also got the 1,000-petal lotus flower, so don't forget to close down. Okay, some people think once they're into the spiritual life, the thing to do is just always be open to it. And that's why lack of sleep and that kind of thing comes from, because when we're dealing with divine knowledge, we're dealing with superhuman knowledge. It is too much for the human brain all at once. You've got to let it trickle in nice and slow. Okay, so remember that 1,000-petal lotus flower idea, and shut yourself down sometimes. Just close down the lotus petals and then you can open them up again when you want to work again, just like when people put the cloth over the old crystal ball. So this brings us to card number 3. This is for you, Melanie. I don't know if you picked it or not, but it's definitely for you. Bridget, inner strength, move back to wholeness, recognize that you have the power. Okay, move back to wholeness. That is what we all really want to do, isn't it? To be quite honest, that is, I think, the main consideration behind anybody and their decision to walk on the spiritual path. Wholeness is really what it's all about. We are bound to live fragmented lives in this world. We're just bound to, because we're not totally in control. There's going to be a letter coming through the door. There's going to be a government decision. There's going to be some strange, crazy thing going on that affects us. So we're bound to live fragmented lives. So move back to wholeness. That's where the spiritual path is going to be taking you. So stay focused on that path. Like Isis said, accept your divine worth, like Hope said, and just, stay focused, yeah? And recognize that you have the power. Also, that is so important, recognizing that you have the power. We are all made with the divine power if we set our intent, that divine power will kick in and it will keep things moving, it will keep us moving, and eventually we will realize our goals, you know. And we may not even realize what our goals are yet, but eventually they will become reality. They will happen as long as you have that attitude that you're going to move back to wholeness and you recognize that you have the power. Why do you have the power, friends? Because you were made for a reason. You were put on this earth for a reason, and whatever it is you're trying to do, wherever life is taking that, you are going to get there in the end. There's no two ways about it. Absolutely. So on that note, my friends, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your patience. I just do not put out enough videos these days. I must try and do something about that. But I can't make them if I'm not feeling it. Got to kind of be in the zone and feeling it for it to work. So yeah, thanks very, very much indeed for watching. I wish you love. I wish you every blessing along the way. Leave me a comment. We'll share the journey. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. If you'd like a private reading or an astrological birth chart, do contact me at 35and83@gmail.com. That is 35and83@gmail.com, and you will find that email address down there in the description below this video. You know, YouTube seems to have changed the app settings again. It's really hard to find now, but eventually you'll get used to it. Somewhere down there, I think it's next to the title, it says ... more in small letters, and if you tap on the more or click on the more with your mouse, you will actually get the description, and then you will find my Gmail address. So do get in touch. It's going to be great to hear from you if you do that. Meanwhile, I'll see you again very soon in a future video. Friends, take care of yourselves. Love and light, blessings and peace.